Welcome back to Organizing with HFT. I'm today's host, Tiffany Fisher, and today we are interviewing Miss Estela Blair. Welcome, Miss Estela. We're glad to have you here on the podcast.
Glad to be here.
Awesome, awesome. So I want to ask you a few questions, Miss Estela.
Mhm.
Um, Tell us a little bit about yourself in general.
Well, I am the mother of three adult children, grandmother of four kids, one of whom I am raising along with my husband we just had an anniversary in October, almost 40 years.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
I am originally from Chicago, so I am a transplanted Yankee.
Okay,
So don't hold
Chicago.
that against me. That's pretty much me in a nutshell.
No, it's fine. It's fine. That's good. Well, walk me through how you ended up joining HFT.
I ended up joining HFT because, like I said, I'm originally from Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
So the expectation from my parents was that I was going to join that I was going to join a union, my professional union.
Yeah.
And initially, I thought it was a little too expensive. I was in my 20s on a budget, and I thought it was too much money. And my dad said, you can cut back on your coffee, sodas, or something, but you're joining the union if I have
Yeah.
to pay your dues. And
Smart guy.
so I took the long way around, but all
Mm-hmm.
this to say that I am very happy that he convinced me because years later I ended up needing the union, and thankfully I had been a member for a while and the issue got resolved. And ever since then, I do not complain about the dues. I do not complain about anything because firsthand I found out that it is the best investment that I've ever
Mm-hmm.
made. Not only
Mm-hmm.
because, they're there when I need them, but because,
Right.
there's training, there is like-minded people, I can make connections. So even though I took the long way around making it to it, I um I don't regret it for a moment.
That's good because they have a lot of great benefits along with that. Awesome.
Hmm.
So, why did you
Yes.
decide to work in public education?
Because that's where I believe that I can make the greatest impact. I know that I do have family members, aunts and uncles that
Mm-hmm.
who are in education, but they are more in the I'd rather in the private sector.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see them making the impact that I believe that public education can make. And to me, that's where the greatest needs are.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there are needs in in private schools as well. But right or wrong, I feel that those students have access to more than what the public school students have. And that's what I want to be an advocate for. I want
That's
to be an advocate for the ones who have the greatest needs.
That is great. And we appreciate you, Ms. Blair, for all that you do in education. What is it like teaching under the state takeover of Houston ISD?
Goodness, it's difficult to put into words because unless you're living it,
Hmm.
uh, you're not going to believe it. There is no creativity. There is no voicing your opinion. I cannot have an opinion. If I have an opinion, it means that I am complaining. If I try to have a say in how the lesson should be taught,
Hmm.
it is taken as I am not a team player. If I try to question the reasoning for why everybody has to be like a little soldier, well, then again, I'm not coachable.
Mm.
If I dare question any of my observations, then definitely I am not a team player. I am not trying. I'm opposing change, and it's not that I'm opposing change. It's not that I don't want to be there for the students, because that has been become the mantra. Oh, everything is being for the students. Everything is done for the students.
Mhm.
And yes, I want to do everything for the students, but I want to do everything that's right for the students. And if the lesson isn't the right lesson, then I should have a say so.
Mhm.
I may not be an expert, but I have been in education for 39 years. So I know a little something. But yet my ideas aren't worth anything.
So basically, you're
Miles
saying that
has,
you
yeah,
you
no,
don't matter, basically.
no, 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 no. And Miles has said as much in his speech. I remember trying to give the man the benefit of the doubt at the very initial start of the takeover. I thought, well, maybe, yes, I agree that we need changes, that we need that we need reforms.
Hmm.
I'm not questioning that. So I was willing to give him the benefit of the doubt until he said that it's not a, that the years of experience do not matter,
Mm.
and that we should get away from that thinking,
Mm.
that that is not what matters. What matters is what you're doing right here, right now. And in a roundabout way, what I am finding out is that he just wants followers. He
Hmm.
doesn't want thinkers. And I don't think that that's what education is about. Education isn't about following, it's about creating. And if this doesn't work, then change it, improve it. Don't keep doing the same thing over and over again just because that is the model that is supposed to be the fix all. If the majority of the people are telling you that it's not working, then don't blame us. How can all of us be wrong? Kind of thing. So
Right.
it's been very difficult. Very, very difficult not having a voice, not being able to be who I am, which is a creative individual there for the students, but I can't advocate for them, because if I advocate for them, then I'm a troublemaker. I am not trying to fit in. I am not a good fit for the community or whatever. But
I'm so
it
sorry,
hasn't been easy. Let me
Blair.
put it that way.
That is crazy what he's doing to you guys. I'm so sorry that you had to go through this experience. As an educator who wants to help our children, I'm so sorry that you had to go through that. It's very diabolical. It's very sad. Which is very crazy because you want to go there and teach for the kids every day. You want to be there and love your job and love what you do.
Yes, I do. I do. And that is why I wanted to do this podcast, because I want the real life events to be known, not the cherry pickings that HISD puts out in the media.
Mhm.
uh, Best pay raise, in the nation. Our teachers are the highest paid. Our teachers have the best benefits. I can't speak for everybody, but I can speak for myself. I have a pay cut because, as a 39-year veteran, I used to make more than what the beginning salary for a 5-year teacher under the NES program is. But nobody talks about that. Nobody
Mhm.
talks about those of us that got penalized basically for having so many years with the district. We were lumped together with the 5-year teacher salaries, and that's it, because experience does not matter. What matters is what you bring to the table. I bring 39 years of experience. That should be worth something.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, why do you continue to advocate for public education even though the cards are stacked against you?
Because I will not be silenced. I don't know what the repercussions are going to be from this podcast,
Mm-hmm.
but I want word to get out that we need to advocate for our students, not so much for ourselves, but for the students. The students are the ones suffering. They're the parents that are able to. They've taken the kid, the students away,
Mm-hmm.
because while the NES model may be perfect for some, I haven't met the student that it's perfect for.
Right.
But maybe there is a student out there for whom the model is a good fit.
Mm-hmm.
The students in public education need small group instruction. They need books, actual books, not a copy, not an excerpt from
Mm-hmm.
the story. They don't need, they need the teacher to be able to read aloud to them,
Right.
to show them what it is to read with feeling, to read, to enunciate, to take your time reading, to read for pleasure. Our students are not robots. And yet, that's pretty much what we're trying to make them into. One size fits all. It is not one size fits all.
Not at all.
And I want my students to have the opportunity to learn in an environment where they feel welcomed, where they feel that they belong, where they feel that they can learn without me having to say, oh, sorry, my 5 minutes are up. Here, we got to move. Never mind that half of the students didn't get it. I'm on a
Mm-hmm.
timer. I am on a time crunch. If I'm not on the right color slide, then I get dinged for that. Oh, it's 16 minutes into your lesson
Mm-hmm.
and you're still on the orange. You should be on the blue. Uh, I don't want my students to feel that that's what education is about. That is not what education is about. That is what a regime is about. That is what a society of non thinkers is about. My students should be able to express themselves,
Mm-hmm.
not be not be worried about, oh, the we can't continue this lesson tomorrow because tomorrow is another day. That's not
Yeah.
reality in education.
Not at all.
Sometimes you do have to go into the next day, and it's okay.
Right.
So,
Because some kids learn faster than others, and some kids take
exactly.
time. So it's going to take time for these kids to be able to learn a curriculum in those few days. And you know,
Yes.
because you are a teacher, you're in that classroom with those students.
Yes, absolutely. And if if I don't have results, then yes, come in and coach me, but give me a chance. Don't assume that, because that's the assumption right now. It
Mm-hmm.
is my feeling. Right now my feeling, and that is why I will continue to advocate. I will not be silenced.
Mm-hmm.
I will continue to advocate for my students to be able to have that time, like you said, to learn. Because while one student may require one lesson, another one may require two or three. And on the one hand, I'm told that I should reach all the students, but I'm not allowed. I'm not given that freedom. I should have no student left behind.
Mm,
But yet I'm supposed to teach the same lesson to everybody. But then I have 30 minutes at the end of the lesson in which supposedly I can catch up the ones that didn't make it. That's not enough because that those 30 minutes are pretty much a continuation of the lesson that the student didn't get.
mm,
So how is that intervention?
right.
How, how is that?
Let that make sense. Let that just stop right there because let that make sense. That don't even make sense.
No, it doesn't. I'm going to continue a lesson that they didn't get to begin with.
Mm,
But that's my intervention because who said it is?
right. So, how has being a member of HFT helped you as an educator?
Oh, it's been a lifesaver. The trainings that I'm able to attend, the I'm able to take back into the classroom. Some of the trainings I'm able to take the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And well, I should say I used to be able to take them in and apply them the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so from learning about the curriculum to learning about discipline. There's all kinds of trainings. I know that towards the beginning of when I first started teaching, it was great to be able to have trainings, on discipline. I was a reading teacher at one time in first grade. It was great to be able to get some training because the district is way too big and it does not always offer trainings that are really targeted for you to be able to go in the classroom and use right after, the next day, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the trainings that I have been able to get in HFT. And I am forever grateful
That is
because it's helped me be a better teacher, I
that's
feel.
that is great, and we're so glad to help you and have you as a member. But how has being an HFT member helped your students?
It's helped them because I feel, as I said, that I am able to advocate for them and feel that I can. I am able to bring back knowledge that I learn and share with them. And so they have a teacher in their classroom who is advocating for them on the one hand, and on the other hand is also looking for ways to improve her craft
Mm-hmm.
and making the lessons for them better. I've been able to get books for them through HFT. I've been able to get materials for them through HFT.
That's good.
So that way, it's been able to help me also, help them also by extension get benefits because of HFT.
That is awesome. That is good to hear that, the kids are still getting some help from, the staff.
Yes.
What would you say to coworkers who is hesitant to talk to, political action on education or to join a union? What would you say to those coworkers?
It's okay to complain in the lounge. I will hear you out and I will support you, but that's not going to help us. That's not going to help us as educators. The
Mm,
only way that our voice is going to be heard is if we unite, if we talk as one, not as 100 individuals, but as one individual, not as 10 individuals, but as one individual. Is it sometimes awkward? Yes. But that's what our nation is founded upon, our freedom to bring about positive change, our freedom to voice our ideas, our thoughts, our freedom to point out if something isn't working. Then, as educators, we need to set that example for our students, because if not, we're telling them that it's okay to be oppressed. And that is what I feel, that my voice right now is being oppressed. My
Mm-hmm.
creativity is being oppressed. Being the type of teacher that I once was is being oppressed. And if we don't speak out, then we're part of the problem. And talking about it in the lounge is not going to get us anywhere. Again, is it going to be awkward? Yes. But awkward only if we feel that we're wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. I think I have a right to speak my mind and to talk on behalf of my students, to ask for justice on behalf of my students. I owe them that much. I became a teacher because I want to advocate for the students. Uh, it was my fifth grade teacher that made the greatest impact. She went to bat for me. She
Mm-hmm.
believed in me, and I wanted to be just like her. And that I wanted to be the voice for the students that sometimes get marginalized because of the way they look, because of their accent. Believe it or not, once upon a time, I had an accent because I learned Spanish at home first
Mm-hmm.
before I learned English. I learned English in school.
Mm-hmm.
And the assumption, sometimes not by every teacher, but sometimes the assumption was that I wasn't as smart as the other students. I didn't catch on as smart as the other students.
Mm-hmm.
And I made a promise to myself that I was going to be the voice for those students who felt timid, who felt that they couldn't speak up, who thought that they might not have the right to speak up. And as educators, we owe that to ourselves, to one another, and more than anything, we owe it to our students. This
Mm-hmm.
model is broken, and it is up to us to advocate. As awkward as it may be, as embarrassing maybe as it may be, we may think, well, what's one person going to do? What if we all think the same thing? What if, when the people who founded this nation thought, well, I mean, one of me, what can I do? It's not one of me. Not if you join the union. It is one of many. And it's not just one of many in Houston, it is one of many in the nation.
Yes.
And our voices can't be silenced. You can silence one, you can silence two. You might even be able to silence 100, but you cannot silence thousands.
That's
That
right.
is why we need to join the union.
That's
That is why we need to be together. That is why we need to be one voice, one movement.
love how you said that, Miss Blair, and it gets to them clearly. Hopefully, they understand how important it is. What
Yes.
words of encouragement do you have for your educators in Houston? What would you tell them of encouragement?
Don't give
Just
up. You're not alone. Uh, with 39 years of experience, I can tell you that I have come home crying sometimes, but I reach out to my fellow educators who are in the same boat as me, and we talk each other off the ledge, because at the end of the day, we are not alone. And hopefully, it is through the union that they too will find, the support that they need. Hopefully, they will understand that we are not an island.
That's right.
That as as a union member, you have not one or two people, but you have hundreds of people behind you that will not let you fall. And as hard as the day may seem, as crazy as preparing those slides may be, we are not alone.
That's
And
right.
those of us in the union will not allow anybody to fail. Reach out and we will find you the help that you need.
That's right.
So there is no need to try to be a martyr or a hero, because this is not a time for that. This is a time to accept that we need one another. And it's a difficult time, but not an impossible time.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is impossible, especially if you lean on the union. That is what I feel the union has been for me.
That's awesome, Miss Blair. And that wraps up today's episode of Organizing with HFT. Thank you for joining us today. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to make sure you see our next episode. We are HFT and we're out. Thank you, Mrs. Blair. We appreciate
Thank you.
you.
Thank you. Thank you for
You're welcome.
everything.